Good, we're good? Okay. All righty. Good evening, everybody. This is a meeting of the Tinton Falls Borough Council being held September 21st, 2021. This meeting is hereby called to order. Would the clerk please read the open public meeting statement?
Pursuant to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board at Borough Hall and by notification to the Asbury Park Press, the Newark Star Ledger, and the Coaster at least 48 hours prior to the meeting.
Thank you. May I ask the clerk to call the roll, please?
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Present.
Mr. Nessie?
Here.
Mr. Siebert?
Here.
Ms. Buckley?
Here. At this time, I'd like to invite everyone to join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. There are two sets of meeting minutes for approval this evening. May I have a motion to approve the June 15th, 2021 regular and workshop meeting minutes
So
and the
moved.
June 15th executive session meeting minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Ms. Buckley?
Yes. Now we'll move on to reports, and we are happy to have a proclamation congratulating the Tinton Falls Little League Major Division All-Stars this evening. And I'd like to invite the coaches and the team to come forward and join me in the front here. We're going to read the proclamation, and then if the mayor would like to join me, you can say a few words after. Come on up. You guys, parents want to take photos of the picture? Proclamation congratulating the Tinton Falls Little League Major Division All-Stars for winning the 2021 District 19 Championship. The Tinton Falls Little League President, John Reisner, Manager, Tim Minifo, coaches, Pat Olivo and John Oakson, and players, Jonathan Vasile, Gavin Biasi, Finbar Duffasy, Dominic Golombieski, Ben Lubin, Nick Minifo, Danny Mullen, Hunter Oakson, Tyler Olivo, Robert Royce, Eddie Segura, and Nick Termaglini. Whereas the Tinton Falls Little League Major Division All-Stars won the 2021 District 19 tournament on July 15, 2021 at Hockhokson Park in Tinton Falls. And whereas the Tinton Falls Little League defeated the Two River West squad 2-1 in the District 19 championship and secured the first District 19 title at the major division since 2002. And whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Tinton Falls is desirous of recording their sentiments of congratulations on the athletic achievements, dedication, and commitment of the players, coaches, and organization. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Tinton Falls, congratulations are hereby extended to the players, coaches, and organization of the Tinton Falls Little League Major Division, and extend our thanks for the fine manner in which you represent our community. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
As the mayor, I want to personally commend you fellows for doing a heck of a job. Really, it's a wonderful thing. And you look a little younger than the last time I saw you. Anyway, that's the proclamation, and I want to give this to the president. And if you want to say a few dozen words, you may.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay.
So I just wanted to thank everyone, first off, the town council for having us out. This has been a fantastic year for this group of young men. I had the pleasure to coach them for the last couple of years, and just the way they represented our town, their families, it's just been a great tribute, not only to themselves, but to us as coaches. So it's just been a fantastic year. And like I said, it's been 20 years since we last had something like this, a huge win. And they really represented our town well. So again, thank you everyone for the support, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for having us again.
If I may, I've said this the last time to the other group, but besides the recreation people and the Department of Public Works helping you guys out with the good fields and whatnot, I want to extend my commendation to the police force who do a great job. They keep you safe and safe. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody want to take any photos?
Where's the New York Times?
Thank you again.
Thank you again.
Thanks, everyone.
I can tell you. That man has a mask on, he's a scary looking guy. Reminds me of Bela Lugosi, but you wouldn't know who that is.
I know who that is, Dracula.
You know who that is? Who he looks like, Bela Lugosi.
It's so funny.
Great, okay. Now we're going to move on with reports, and first up we have Mr. Neff, our Borough Engineer.
Thank you, Council President. Just two items to mention. First is under consent agenda tonight, we have two resolutions for state contract purchases. They are for park equipment at Liberty Park and Riverdale Park. That's the new game time, the actual equipment. And then the other one is for the rubber safety surface at those two parks, as well as at Sycamore. At Sycamore, we're going to keep the playground, just add a swing set, and then take out all the old wood chips and put in the rubber safety surface to update that. And then the second item is Wardell Park. That's been open all summer. It's been getting, I think, much more use, much more popular than any of us even imagined. The one thing we were waiting on was the lights. We were waiting on JCP&L to finish their connections. That got delayed a little bit, but they did test them last night. And the lights are going to be operational starting tomorrow. They will be going off at 8:30. That way you can still get a couple hours in after work or in the evening, but won't be on so late as to impact the neighbors nearby. And I also just wanted to mention, for those who didn't hear, our office did submit for a couple of different awards for the project because it is in our minds, in the borough's mind, a great project. We were selected as one of the winners for the New Jersey Alliance for Action Distinguished Engineering Awards. So just thank you and congratulations to Sherry and everyone else who helped on that. I think that's left. Oh, well.
Yes, congratulations, Tom.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Fallon is not able to be with us this evening, so that brings us to Mayor Perillo, if you have a report.
I have no report tonight.
All right, thank you. Mr. Starkey, our Director of Law.
I also have no report tonight.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Hessler, our Borough Clerk.
I also have no report.
All right, moving right along, council reports. First, we have Mrs. Clay.
Thank you, Council President. The only report I have is that last night I attended the Board of Ed meeting. It was uneventful. The only item really of note for discussion is that there are some issues, once again, with transportation which has been happening in districts across the country. So I did want to just share that. Also, I would like to publicly congratulate the Little League team, coaches and parents, and also Mr. Neff and Sherry and everyone that worked on the grant and the award for the park. So congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Clay. Mr. Manginelli, for your report.
No report, just glad to be back. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Nessie, for your report.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to also congratulate the Little League on their win. That's pretty big. Never able to do it, but they did it, and that's pretty cool. Also, congratulations to Mr. Neff for winning the Distinguished Engineering Award. That's a big step. Congratulations, and thank you. As far as Planning Board, nothing new as of right now. Our next meeting's not until the 13th of October. Any new details that come our way, I will share with everyone here. I spoke with Sherry from Recreation today, and there's a few things going on. The boys and girls K through 6 soccer are underway, coordinating many games at night. The travels basketball, fall baseball, and travel soccer are coordinating and scheduling gym and field assignments, along with multiple requests for permits from outside. Because we have such great fields, there's also a lot of applications of people using our fields, so we're trying to coordinate, and Rec's trying to coordinate with them as well. Woodall Park currently working with Community Pass to set up a reservation system for both play and reservation time. As I've been there, it's a lot of people playing both tennis and pickleball, and I think this is going to be a great thing to keep things in order. Also, as Tom said, the lights have been activated and will be on until 8:30 p.m., parking lot lights until 9. The fall after school program through U.S. Sports, Snapology, and Kids Art are scheduled and set to begin this week. The rec department is brainstorming and reviewing options for a Halloween event, hoping to announce by next week, along with a Halloween drive-in movie with custom parade is in consideration. The target date is October 29th. And the rec is also beginning to set up a winter basketball program, registration with Community Pass for late October. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nessie. Mr. Siebert, for your report.
In regards to the library, I was missed the last library meeting because I was here. It was the same night. There was some discussion on waiting for to find out about the grant application from the state. We haven't heard back yet. The final numbers on the Music Fest, that was very great event and well attended. Definitely helped the library. That's all as far as the library goes. I'd like to thank the police department for getting out the signs and the DPW for getting up the signs for the truck ban, commercial truck ban on Hope Road. It seems like it's being somewhat followed. And also, congratulations to Tom and everyone that worked on that park. It's a beautiful park. If you haven't been out there, I highly recommend going. It's a great place, whether you have kids for the playground or the basketball courts or the pickleball or the tennis courts. They really did a great job on that. So it's definitely worth going out and seeing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Siebert. Well, everyone's covered pretty much everything. I will just add to my congratulations to the Little League team and congratulations to Mr. Neff and the engineering department, DPW, police department, rec department for all of the work on Wardell Park. It's fantastic that the borough was recognized in this way, winning this award. It's great notoriety for the borough and for our engineering department. And finally, the next Tinton Falls Environmental Commission is this Thursday, so 2 days from now, on September 23rd at 7:30, and it will be hybrid. So there will be folks in the Crawford House as well as virtual via WebEx, and that is posted to the Environmental Commission page on our website. And that is all for my report. Next, we have ordinances for introduction. So there is an ordinance on for introduction this evening. However, after the agenda was published, we noticed a few changes and clarifications and an error that needed to be fixed. So we're actually going to hold off on introducing this till the next meeting, so you can look for that. Now, if there are folks here that did want to make a comment on that, you can do so at the regular public comment portion a little bit later in this meeting. Thank you for that. There are no ordinances for final consideration tonight, so that brings us to the public discussion. May I have a motion to open the public discussion?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
This is the time the public may comment on any topic of their choice. Please state your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone from the public? You can come up right up to the podium and the mic will pick you up there. Who would like to make a comment?
My name is Sheila Hatami. I'm a resident of Society Hill. I'm also president of the Tinton Falls Rotary Club, and I run a farm in Howell that includes chickens. So I'm going to comment on a couple things. Congratulations, Tom. That's fantastic news about the award. I'm excited to go down to the park, check it out. Maybe we can do a project. As I said, I'm president of the Tinton Falls Rotary, and in our back to school effort, we've donated supplies, or we are in the process of donating supplies to the Tinton Falls schools. So that's exciting. We're also doing a coat drive on October 30th. We do a ton of other events and projects, including a 5K right here in Tinton Falls in the summer. And we invite people who are interested in joining us and finding out more about these activities to check our Facebook page or join us for our weekly meetings at 7:30 on Tuesday morning. I want to talk a little bit about the chicken ordinance, which I support. Like I said, I raise chickens on a farm in Howell. I find that when I do that, it's one of the most peaceful parts of the day for me. It's very calming to have the chickens. And I listened to the workshop meeting. I followed up with Gwen, the woman who runs the trainings. I found her very knowledgeable. And I think those trainings would be very valuable for anyone who wants to own backyard chickens. For the council's consideration is a suggestion that, given the potential proximity in our neighborhoods of a chicken owner to other neighbors, that a privacy fence requirement be added to the ordinance. This would protect the chickens and I think maybe help resolve some of the concerns about the free-ranging chickens being seen through maybe a chain link fence or from other properties. And then if that requirement is made, I think it would be sufficient to have a person on the premises, available instead of always out in the yard, because I've never really had a whole lot of success corralling free-ranging chickens once they are free-ranging until, evening comes and they come home for the roost, which they do, like clockwork, but trying to get them at, noon it might be a little challenging. So anyway, I'm excited that the town's proposed this ordinance or in the process of proposing it. And I think it's a great opportunity to take a look at the trial and evaluate the data and see whether or not this is a good fit for our town and how the strengths and weaknesses and the ways it can be improved. So thank you for that. Thank you for hearing my comment. Take care.
Thank you, Ms. Hantemi.
Thank you.
Is there any other member of the public that would like to make a comment?
Good evening. Ellen Goldberg, 90 Glenwood Drive.
Good evening.
I want to say that yesterday, Monday, it was early evening, I drove a friend of mine in town over to Wardell Park. She had never been there, and it was very well attended. There were basketball players and pickleball players and tennis players really enjoying the park, and it's just beautiful, and I'm really happy to see that. It's kind of off the beaten path. A lot of people don't know where it is, and the fact that so many people have found it and are enjoying it is really a really great thing. I also wanted to mention that I have been going around and meeting a lot of new residents, And one of the things has come up over and over again, and I know you and I have had this conversation multiple times, but it's the roads. And people are concerned about the fact that their roads need paving. So I couldn't really give anyone an answer about it. All I kept saying was there is a system, and they do, pave the roads in as best they can, and they get to them. But it was just interesting how many people brought that up to me. So I just wanted to make note of that. And I think that's it for now. Have a good night.
Thank you, Mrs. Goldberg. Does any other member of the public have a comment? Yes.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Kelly Butler, 10 Denise Court.
Good evening.
We had talked, and I didn't know that this was going to be postponed or about the chickens. So I am not for the chickens. I've had problems with the cat TNR programs and cat feeders. I'm afraid that if a chicken flies into my yard, my dog attacks it, then my dog's going to be euthanized for attacking that chicken, because if they are free range and they're flying around, who's to say that it's not going to be in my yard? My dog is going to go after it. I'm scared to take my dog out at night where there's, raccoons and other predators. We're going to have rats and snakes, and I'm just upset about it. Hold on, let me. There's also cat feeders around me that I don't know if they're going to be allowed to have chickens. That's going to be stressful to the chickens to have 6 to 10 cats in the same yard. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. And I'm just, I feel like the value of my house is going to go down. I'm in zone 3, and I've got dump issues and feral cat feeders, and now I've got chickens. So I'm just have a lot of anxiety about having chickens around now. So I don't know. I'd like it to be at least a half acre, not a quarter acre. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I don't know. People are for it and people are against it. I don't know. I don't do social media. I don't know how to find out information. I don't know if we utilize fire department boards and school electronic boards to put the word out. I just don't know. So I'm here to voice my opinion.
Thank you. No, we appreciate that, and I think you had submitted a comment at the last meeting as well. So we are taking a look at that as we develop what will be a pilot program to see how it all happens. And we are honestly all trying to think of a way to allow people to have backyard chickens, but also mitigate any potential complaints or issues with neighbors prior to implementing the program. So we are making our best efforts of that.
Okay.
We do definitely appreciate your comment, and
Thank
we'll
you.
take that feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other member of the public? Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Dawn Smith Graham. I live at 3 Denise Court. Full disclosure, I am Kelly's sister. I live down the street. And I, as well, am against the chickens. I have a fear of rodents, increased foxes, coyotes. I am now finding vulture parts in my yard because of the feral cat problem and still persisting vulture problem. I think this is only going to exacerbate these problems further to allow the chickens there. I also agree that maybe the acreage should be at minimum a half an acre, which would take it out of zone 3. And we do have a dump problem. We do have a feral cat problem, which is not, I don't think, all successful, the TNR. It is not being policed like it should be. So this is just adding insult to injury on our side of town.
Okay.
And I do think that it would be a problem and needs a lot further investigation. Chickens have diseases. I did listen to the minutes and everything that was stated at the June 15th, I believe it was, meeting. I think some of those people are a bit delusional with their expectations for that. I have been brought up around animals like that, and if you are not constantly on top of that type of thing, the rodents, the feed, your raccoons, your foxes will get through darn near anything you put up. They'll go under, around, above, and as soon as you take roosters out of the equation, you open up your hens for predators.
That's it.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments. Was there anyone else that wanted to make a comment? Okay. Melissa, were there any written public comments submitted?
No, I didn't. I did not receive any, Council President.
All right. Thank you very much. Seeing no one else would like to make a comment, may I have a motion to close the public discussion?
So moved.
Thank
Second.
you. May I have a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Miscellaneous business. Does any member of council have anything that they would like to add that they didn't cover during reports? Okay. Seeing none, before we move to consent agenda, are there any items any member of council would like to be removed and voted on separately? Okay. Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Clay?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Ms. Buckley?
Yes. Thank you. There is no executive session this evening, so this concludes today's business. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This meeting is now adjourned. Have a good evening, everybody.
What about the chorus of happy birthday?
Yeah.
Tracy,
Yeah.
what about a chorus of happy birthday?